Along with everyone else, 2020 and border closures put an end to my planned outback travel. Despite living in an area surrounded by national parks and wildlife, I had a yearning for the vast horizons and amazing colours of the outback. The cure for this was a short trip to the Channel Country and one of my favourite outback towns, Windorah in Western Queensland. Refuel at Goondiwindi, morning tea at Bungunya, and lunch at the historic Mindergully pub. Had us in St George to watch the sunset on the Balonne River. An easy drive the next morning had us in Eulo for lunch at the Eulo Queen Hotel. One purpose of this trip was to look for new bush camping sites and back roads, far from the tourist routes and caravan parks for future longer trips. To some, scenery is just something that passes the window between caravan parks. A road trip is about the journey and not just the destinations. Learn not only to look, but to actually see, and a wonderful world is out there. Immerse yourself and interact with the country. Stop and walk, really see, listen and smell. You can't do this from inside the vehicle. After a night in Quilpie, we had a leisurely drive to Windorah via Eromanga and Kyabra and explored some back roads. No traffic at all on these roads, although a few people were at the Natural History Museum in Eromanga. Next morning, we went out to the Windorah sandhills to watch the sunrise. If it's not a national, state or council park or reserve, then it is private property. All of the sandhills around Windorah are on private property. They kindly allow access to the public to view a couple of these, but remember, you are a guest in someone's home and behave accordingly. Obey any signs, stay on the designated tracks, and don't camp and light fires. Just because someone else is doing it or has done it does not mean you can too. Would you allow people just to wander around your property? Before any trip, I research the area carefully, looking for places not on the tourist routes. Just because a road is shown on a map does not mean it is public access. These days, with the internet, it's not too hard to find and contact the station owners to see if the area is accessible or to seek permission to explore, photograph or camp. These are good, friendly, hard-working people and are usually happy to give advice. Never drive, camp or light fires on private property without permission. If the main roads are closed due to wet weather, do not drive on the back roads and cut them up. Whether public or private, these roads are the lifeline to these properties and often must be repaired at their expense. Resist the temptation to wear thongs and drive up sandhills, through creeks and make your own tracks. Pleasant invitation to visit the honky donkey on the station. He developed a taste for me. There is nothing more magical than an Outback sunset and simultaneous moonrise on the red sand in complete silence and isolation. Another stunning sunrise on the sandhills before heading down to the Cooper Creek to view the wildlife. The for show only Windorah Solar Farm. The last dish has been pointing at the ground and the rest locked into the same position without tracking the sun for the last 5 years, as far as I can remember. All good things must come to an end, so it was off home through the wheat fields of the Darling Downs,